All right. We know what the angle is here. Once we've got our guy 904 Hurricane thinking Miami, thinking Nebraska. I'm sure there's a huge divide there in regards to areas of the country, but what are the selling points to the recruits as to why they should go to Nebraska?
Well, it's the sandy beaches and the endless
Sure.
ocean waves and all that. The hula dancers and all that. No, there's the selling point to Nebraska is basically um, trusting in the coaching staff. Believing in the coaching staff, believing in what they tell you. That's the number one key. That's where most commits are going to come from. But besides that, you get a first class education as a student athlete at the University of Nebraska here, and the support staff is just amazing. That's one of the biggest things I hear from recruits, parents, and stuff, that it's the academic support that their children are going to get, and it makes them feel good to let their kids come here and get their education. Besides that, we've just now talking about name, image, and likeness that is only going to make things better for everybody involved as a student athlete. Winning tradition, even though there hasn't been a lot of winning lately, but there still is. Like they say, there's no place like Nebraska, and it's a pretty special place. And if you're a recruit that's coming from Florida or Georgia or New Jersey or California or Texas, and you walk in and you see those 5 Sears trophies staring at you in the face, and it's pretty darn impressive. And just the support that the community and the fans give you is amazing. Kids are treated like rock stars when they're in high school. They come here to visit, and everybody knows their name when they get on campus and stuff. And it's like a Friday Night Lights, like this Friday coming up. There'll be butts in the seats in the stands out there, and they'll know those kids' names, and they'll be chanting their names and stuff like that. So. It's the family atmosphere and everything else that I mentioned there, and
that's to piggyback off that. I mean, I would say that if that's something that is of high value to you, family feel, and I think Nebraska is a great spot for that. The NIL that we have going on, and then also obviously the multi-million-dollar facility that they're putting in is got to be a big selling point to come.
I forgot about that.
That's obviously a big one. I think you got to win some games to keep getting these high guys coming in, and I know Frost knows that. So hopefully that starts coming. And then, I mean, it's like any other Big Ten school. I mean, playing in the Big Ten, kids want to play in the Big Ten, and obviously they have a chance to come do that in front of a sold out, memorial every Saturday. So I'd say those two things.
And most of these kids want to go somewhere where they're going to get the best opportunity to make it to the next level as well. And when a coach that played in the NFL says that he believes in you, that goes a long way.
Yeah, the last thing you hit on there, Chris, in terms of the game day experience. Just about every place in the country is going to pack the house if they're really, 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 really good. You do have a couple places where college football is kind of dead, but at the most point on the other end of the spectrum, you only have a handful that are going to attract the crowds that Nebraska does, which is basically a sellout every game, regardless of how many they win. So if Illinois, Indiana, Purdue is playing the level of football Nebraska is, the stadium's half empty. It's just a dead stadium. That game day experience at Nebraska, it's fever pitch if they're playing well and playing a big game, but it's packed and sold out and loyal to the brim, even within their own conference, more so than teams in their own division. So players know that they're going to get that game day experience.
Right. I mean, they're gonna get that, and they're also gonna, if they don't win. I mean, obviously the fans aren't going to be super happy about it, but I think Nebraska fans in general are constantly supportive. They could be getting blown. I've been to games where they've been. I mean, they're losing by 40 points maybe to an Ohio State or something, and they're still fans until it hits zero. Um, I've been to I live in Scottsdale. I've been to Arizona State games before, conference Pac-12 games, really really close games, and half of the stadium leaves at halftime. I don't really understand it sometimes. So it's just, I don't know. It's just in that regard.
Well, you see that, and we talked about it, I think, last week. Excuse me. But, you see Illinois that was willing to give up a home game to go to Ireland to play Nebraska. Now you see Northwestern willing to give up a home game to go to Ireland to play Nebraska. Why is that? Because they're getting sick of seeing 30,000 Nebraska fans come and invade their own stadium and outnumber their own fan base. So, yeah, definitely big factor there with the game day experience.